I just want to have enough profile to say, yeah, I got this, and fuck every single one of these reviewers that didn't review me, and then I'm going to read off a fucking list of them, and I'm going to personally identify them and tell them to go fuck themselves. Why? Get off the fucking internet and stop putting your name on it if you don't want people to know who the fuck you are. This shit's coming. This shit is fucking coming. Okay, that's pretty much it. So I was asked a question. I did want to get into it because this is something I think I've talked about before, but I wanted to mention it because it is the most irritating thing. One of the most irritating things that happens, especially on Twitter. This is from Colossal Shep, one of our mods. Hey Tyler, what's your opinion on the authors shouldn't engage with online reader/reviewer spaces discourse, specifically when it comes to reviews of their work? I'd be curious to know your long-form thoughts on stream if you can fit it in the schedule. Personally, from what I can tell, I'm pretty much staunchly and aggressively at the polar opposite of the spectrum from what seems to be the general consensus of book reviewers on Twitter/TikTok. I fucking hate this mentality. I fucking hate it. It's another one of the reasons that I like live streaming and like got into this side of stuff. Is I want to get big enough that I can become a fucking menace to book Twitter. I want book Twitter to fucking hate me, especially book reviewer Twitter. I want to start fucking ripping them inside the fuck out because they just have their noses turned up, fucking hoity-toity, so precious, little fucking prick fucks. I fucking hate them like with a fucking passion. I fucking hate all Twitter book reviewers. I swear to God. Let them hear it. Clip it and send it. They are the fucking lowest form of critique on earth, first and foremost. Let me just talk about them, and then I'll get into the fucking controversy, right? First off, book Twitter somehow has been co-opted, I swear to God, by just plants from the big three reviewers, right? And there's this reoccurring thing where it is that, like, we are too nice to be anything but nice. I would never leave a bad review for a book. Wooga, 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 wooga. Which puts you in a position where, like, these people are... First off, if you're just like, I'm not going to make a bad review of a book. Well, first off, don't be a fucking bitch for the rest of your life. I have no fucking respect for that. Fuck you. Fucking poke yourself in the fucking eye with your own goddamn pen. Stuck up. That's what I wanted to say. These motherfuckers like to be everybody's best friend because they want to show that they only give good reviews, and they want the big three and fucking any of their like little authors that they're fans of, all of them squeal with fucking delight, little fucking piggies, every time fucking like Stephen King gives them a retweet or something. Well, that was a fantastic review because it was a 5 out of 5. Oh. Just fuck glazing. Glazing is the order of the day and has been for fucking years on book Twitter. And they're so fucking irritating about it because also it puts you in a position where they basically cold shoulder any books that they consider bad. Because anyone will tell you a bad review is as good as a good review. I don't give a fuck. Dude, if you hate my shit, fucking put that on Amazon. Write 50 goddamn paragraphs, dude. I'll sell fucking 6 books off that shit. Thank you. That's the fucking economy. They run the economy of critiquing into the fucking dirt, and it's super fucking irritating because it'll be, wow, another fucking milquetoast entry from Stephen King or Stephen King's progeny or the fucking soup du jour of the fucking year. 5 out of 5 stars. Best thing I've ever fucking read. Please put my fucking name on the front of the cover of the book. Please, please, please. Floss my fucking teeth with your goddamn pencil-thin cock. Anybody, please, up there in the fucking... anyone in the big three, please, for the love of God, let me glaze you fucking until you're a dehydrated husk hovering around rural Nebraska telling some little dog to return the slab. They drive me fucking insane. I hate it. They also will not fucking read smaller authors, and they're all like closed to reviews permanently. Sorry, just kind of like, I don't like this review. If there's something that's problematic, if there's, oh my God, and like, it's miserable. All right, it's miserable. You can't trust you can't trust, by the way, any of their reviews. Still don't know if I want to fucking pick a big enough fight. No, fuck it. I'll pick the fight. There's one person, Sadie Hartman. She goes by Mother Horror or whatever the fuck. She is the worst book. You cannot trust a fucking single book review from her because it's Glaze Central. And also you shouldn't, because she does a curated book box that she sends out with her fucking books she reviews. You know what I mean? So she's like a fucking tastemaker. She's not even a fucking real critic. Has one of the biggest fucking profiles like out there. Massive. And orbiters. Like that whole area of the world, they don't even know what orbiters are because they're not active enough, and they all just block everybody. They do mass blocks. They're the kind of people like, strange that this guy that did thing, I found out that 126 of my mutuals still follow this fucking guy. And then you're like, oh shit, what is this fucking Hitler 2? Did Hitler 2 drop? Holy fuck. Are we going to find the most dangerous person to have ever fucking existed here on Twitter? Is he just typing out like literal fucking bullets that fly through the fucking screen of your phone? Watch the fuck out. No, it's some like doddering old fuck with 120 followers total who's been on Twitter for fucking like 30 years and it has no profile. No profile at all. And these little fucking rat fucks will roast the shit out of them. By the way, these are the same people. They didn't say a fucking thing. None of them. Not a fucking thing during the entirety of the goddamn HarperCollins fucking union shit. Where they all had that. None of that. I just don't like the way Donald Trump behaves. Like literally picking on people that are so micro fucking scopic. It's like flicking minnows up onto the fucking beach. Or people that are so big they couldn't hear you if you were screaming in their ear with a fucking bullhorn. Nobody that they'll never box at their fucking level. They'll challenge too big and they'll fucking punch down every time, and I have no fucking respect for it. Whatsoever. I want to get big enough that I can fucking drop out and I can get a profile and I can say fuck everyone that's in that area because they didn't fucking review my shit. We're not close to reviews. We're not reviewing anybody right now. Not really my thing. Goddamn motherfuckers. And I'll get to your thing, Shep. I just got a fucking set. I always want to rant about them because it also puts you in a thing, because this is their other deal. They're all in a big circle. They're in a big fucking circle jerk constantly. It is literally just a human centipede of fucking just like ass to mouth fucking busting constantly. And, you know, they have their little fucking things, and then they'll pick something to be in the circle that is, I guarantee you, people from fucking New York or some shit basically like paying them. Because it'll be you've never fucking heard of this person. They have never worked their way up through any of the circles you've ever fucking heard. But like, oh, I've been waiting for a release from this individual for 6 months. And then you kind of like look and you're like, why is everybody writing, I've been waiting for a release from this individual for 6 months. This is a great story about blah, 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 blah. I really like this detail. And you just keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And like, I come from fucking journalism, so I know when people are rewriting press releases, I say piss to them, piss in their eyes. May they drown in a bathtub of urine and feces, the worst death. I wish that upon them. Oh, it drives me fucking up the wall. This isn't all book reviewers on Twitter. This is largely in the horror genre, by the way. I would be surprised that it doesn't continue, because Twitter is, I would say, the worst platform for criticism in the history of the internet. I will go to fucking 4chan's lit board. Anybody that's been on 4chan and is actually like deeper on chan in the chans than like I've heard of Poll, and it scares me. I would go to 4chan's lit board. If you don't understand how big of an insult this is how bad of it. I would go to fucking lit for a book recommendation before I went to any of them, because at least the lit people would be fucking honest in their own right about what the fuck they're talking about. It would be an opinion in the ballpark of too many Jews, not enough Max Stirner, whatever the fuck, you know, lit's 4 opinions that they have. But like, Jesus Christ, at least I could get some credit. I have bought books on recommendations from these people. Like, oh, I'll check it out because this is the most glowing recommendation I've ever heard. Every single person that's in those circles, if you just start following the follow circles and the retweets, you can literally just wipe them off of like you're ever taking a rec. Every book, boring. boring, dog shit, miserable, pandering trash from fucking people that could not write their way out of a motherfucking 9th grade composition course. I swear to fucking Christ in heaven, the worst writers of all fucking time. I fucking hate that entire circle. I hate that they have any influence at all. I want them destroyed. I want them humiliated. I want them out of the game, period. I will be their Truman Capote. I will cattily shit talk them into fucking oblivion. I want to fucking get a New York Times best-selling book, not because I like writing or I want the money. I just want to have enough profile to say, yeah, I got this, and fuck every single one of these reviewers that didn't review me, and then I'm going to read off a fucking list of them, and I'm going to personally identify them and tell them to go fuck themselves. Why? Get off the fucking internet and stop putting your name on it if you don't want people to know who the fuck you are. This shit's coming. This shit is fucking coming. That brings me to the last point, answering what the fuck Shep wanted me to answer. There is this dipshit, absolutely moronic, cowardly, and weak opinion shared, I swear, hand to fucking Christ in heaven, only by book reviewers in this modern era of the internet, mostly that come from the Twitter, Tumblr area. And that is that authors should never respond to a reviewer. Reviewers do this for the passion of the craft. If they might stop. Just be what you should do. If you see a review you don't like, you should just be quiet. Like, what? Who the fuck else says that? Anthony Fantano, music critic, gets into literal arguments over fucking the shittiness of fucking people's songs, and he's literally arguing with people who in the lyrics are like, I killed 6 guys. And then they had to do jail time for it. Anthony Fantano's like, I'm not afraid of you. You're fucking stupid as shit. Not a fucking... He just built normal, right? Just like just answering to it. All sorts of people I've seen online talking shit back. Fucking in the movie industry, not only just talking shit back, literally writing entire parts where like you could see critics being torn to pieces, like murdered on screen, like in barely disguised versions of themselves. It's like, instead of Siskel and Ebert, it's like Iskel and Edert. And that's it. Complete great. It's pure economy. There's fights going on. It boosts everybody's fucking profile. I don't like the drama. Shut the fuck up and get off the fucking internet then, all right? Get out of the limelight. It needs to shine on someone who it deserves to fucking be on. Get the fuck out of the fucking way. Right now. Get out. I can't fucking stand it. Dude, I tell you, if I say anything, not just to the fucking creators that I talk shit to. If you're a fucking fan of the creator, I'm open. Tell me. React. Tell me what's up. When I get reviews, if I get a review that's absurd, like, okay, don't fucking like show your ass, but that's like a personal thing. Like, don't be a fucking psycho. Okay. Because some people do like act like psychos and they'll be like, and like hunt somebody down. But like, fucking, what are you going to do? Who gives a shit? Call the police on them. But if I wrote something, and if I wrote something and somebody responded to it in a criticism and was like wrong in their like it was just a dog shit criticism, I would just fucking respond to them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? At least some trash shit like, I just didn't like the writing, or like, I don't know if he really has an understanding of pacing or some shit. Like, if I get a bad review that's bad because it's not like functionally good as a critique, I'll fucking light that person up. I don't give a fuck. Dude, you see me in the comments. You see me in the comments of this fucking video. And I'll tell you what, it boosts my profile. It's fun. It's cathartic. And who gives a shit? Like, really, who gives a shit? But these fucking overly precious fucking pansy fucks on fucking Twitter ruin everything. They ruin everything. I swear to God, they have made literature worse. They have made readers fucking stupider, and they have raised a fucking generation of coward fuck authors who just like, they say snippy, pissy shit to safe fucking targets. They might talk shit to me. I wouldn't fucking do it, because I'll tell you what, I'll start that. If you're one of the authors, by the way, that or creators, any of the reviewers, I will tell you this right now. I fucking triple dog dare you to mention me on Twitter in a way that I fucking find out about. I will make you my personal fucking pig. On heaven, God in heaven, if you are a fan of horror stories and you want to start picking this fight with me and be a persnickety little fuck, and I find out about it, you will be the main character of your own horror story, because I don't go out as fucking like, I ain't gonna end it nice. I want the smoke. I want to destroy what you guys do. I fucking hate it. Like, I despise the way that you approach criticism. Your impact on the industry and on the art form itself disgusts me. And I loathe that you have power, influence, or an unstained reputation. And I will make it my fucking... I'll leave it here. I'll leave it here that I'm pissed. But hand to God, I see one fucking persnickety goddamn Twitter. And don't try to any of you to fucking start it. I know who they are. They'll subtweet about me. I'm always watching. You're not going to get away with it. But I find out about it. And I will take it personally. I will ratchet up. One of the biggest reasons... because I know you'll fucking tweet about it, and I'll get some more fucking profile. I will turn you into the bonfire of criticism you always should have been. Maybe you'll grow from the experience, and then we can all fucking boost our profiles. But I will not permit pissy little bitch baby fucking subtweets in the literature circle. Use your literal words. You're supposed to like writing. I miss that shit. I want the old days back. Hemingway, fucking Truman Capote. I want people fucking like challenging other motherfuckers to duels over like the insult to the craft. I hate positivity. Fuck positivity. It's always toxic. Because it's always positivity up until like the fucking bag gets fucking touched. Oh shit, the bag. Because I never see these motherfuckers like taking pot shots in any direction that actually helps everybody. It's always just like, somebody was problematic. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And the somebody is no one. A fucking no. Who gives a fuck? Who fucking gives a shit? A dude with 172 followers who doesn't write fucking anything, and then they won't say people's names. It'll be like, oh, he who must not be named. Like, you fucking yellow piece of shit. You snake fuck. Say their fucking name, you coward. Do you not stand for any of this shit? I do this for the love of the craft. Stop. Because you don't fucking love it. You like to fucking glaze authors and get attention. It's literally the fucking big three managed to elevate glazers out of chat into fucking critic positions. That's literally what it is. I'll explain it in internet terms. The 10 worst Aiden Ross as we get to him glazers, Sneeko glaze. Oh, he just do, bro. You just gotta understand. Like, this is the fucking best thing ever. I love this video. I love this content. They raised them from fucking chatters into people of influence in the industry, and it is sickening to me. I want slit throat interviews. I want people to review my shit that make me consider fucking throwing the noose on. You know what I mean? I want, because that'll make you fucking better. This fucking trash, this fucking garbage. Oh, I would never leave a bad review for somebody. Shut the fuck up. This author said my review is bad. They told me to go fuck myself. Yeah, go fuck yourself. It's the internet, you fucking pussy. What the fuck? I can't fucking take it. I can't permit people like that to be elevated over the top. It freaks me the fuck out. Like, I feel like it's like seeing somebody, like a statue of someone you don't like on top of a plinth, and the plinth isn't built that well, and you're like, maybe it'll fall on me and crush me, but I want to kick it the fuck down. Boom, 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 boom. You see it start rocking up there. You just get fucking red blood sweats. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. That's what I want. Nobody, this psychotic fucking I've never seen this level of passion from any of those fucks in that entire critic. Just the most milk toast. I love it. I've fucking seen some of their goddamn podcasts. I've seen them talk about fucking literature. Instead of just the most mealy mouthed, everybody's in a badly lit room, no good mics, of course. But I mean, like, yeah, maybe I do ask too much that a fucking people doing an audio fucking audio-based medium just try to invest more than 10 cents for fucking earbuds to record, but it is what it is. Fuck. There's your response, Shep. I was excited. Thank you. That is coffee. That is a coffee level question. Thank you. Thank you. I think I've set it up. Have I sufficiently answered it? Shep, we are, as per usual, of a mind. Bring back the energy of Twain's review of Fenimore Cooper's books. Oh, what is this? Let me see. Twain. I've never heard of Fenimore Cooper. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh. Fenimore Cooper's Literary Offenses was written as a satire and criticism of the writings of fellow American author James Fenimore Cooper. Well, let me read it. Oh, it's spoken? I'm not listening to somebody else. Oh my God, he wrote it. Oh my God, dude, Mark Twain is as mad as me. The Pathfinder and the Deer Slayer stand at the head of Cooper's novels as artistic creations. He starts off with 3 quotes from, I guess, other fucking critics he doesn't like. There are others of his works which contain parts as perfect as are to be found in these, and scenes even more thrilling. Not one can be compared with either of them as a finished whole. The defects in both of these tales are comparatively slight. They were pure works of art. Professor Lounsbury. Cooper is the greatest artist in the domain of romantic fiction in America. Wilkie Collins. It seems to me that it was far from right for the professor of English literature at Yale, the professor of English literature in Columbia, and Wilkie Collins to deliver opinions on Cooper's literature without having read some of it. Fucking Twain. It would have been much more decorous to keep silent and let persons talk who have read Cooper. Cooper's art has some defects. In one place in Deerslayer, and in the restricted space of 2/3 of a page, Cooper has scored 114 offenses against literary art out of a possible 115. It breaks the record. There are 19 rules governing literary art in the domain of romantic fiction. Some say 22. In Deerslayer, Cooper violated 18 of them. These 18 require that a tale shall accomplish something and arrive somewhere, but the Deerslayer tale accomplishes nothing and arrives in air. They require that the episodes of the tale shall be necessary parts of the tale and shall help to develop it. But as the Deerslayer tale is not a tale and accomplishes nothing and arrives nothing, the episodes have no rightful place in the work since there is nothing for them to develop. They require that the personages in a tale, both alive and dead, shall exhibit a sufficient excuse for being there, but this detail has also been overlooked in the Deerslayer tale. He goes on at length. This is like a fucking 20,000 word essay, or maybe like 5,000 or 6,000. But you know what I mean? I want that shit. I want that shit. The Last of the Mohicans author? Fuck yeah. So basically the review space is so afraid of being put out of the industry, so they just give the softest reviews to afraid to be critical, to be effective reviewers. Basically, I have no fucking respect for them. People that routinely give like Stephen King a 5 in the latter years of Stephen King, like books that I've read, like you just cannot be trusted, you know, like, and you never see a good review. Like I've said my rules for criticism 1,000 times. It's the same as fucking John Updike's perfect rules, except for the one where you have to be nice. I don't believe that that's necessary. They never approach any of that. They never try to like learn about books like from the way of the books. It's literally like you can imagine any of them. With one of those little like peppermint mouth sprays, just sitting down the second they get ready to read it, opening the first page, going, and then just glazing the metaphorical cock that pops out of the fucking top of the thing like a pop-up book. That's pretty much it. The prose was so scary in places I pissed my little fucking pants. Wow, Stephen King knocks it out of the park again with another wondrous entry into this. At times, both fucking hard and soft. It filled my mouth in ways I've never had it filled before. My teeth felt quite loosened by the experience. Surely any longtime fan of King's will find solace in this wondrous and comfortable tale. 5 out of 5 stars. King at his scariest. Motherfucker, Stephen King will release a book that says this book is not scary. And it is a series of fucking like recipes for flatbreads that are just recipe form. And they were King's scariest book yet. Like the dude writes shit that's not fucking horror. And it's just not scary. Revival is just not a scary book. It's not even meant to be scary until the very fucking end. Maybe a little unsettling. But Stephen King's most terrifying book yet. The most terrifying book I've ever read. They can't help themselves, man. Shout out an entire generation of fucking Twitter and fucking Tumblr and Goodreads reviewers who have a permanent case of self-induced strep. Motherfuckers, dude. I swear to God. Being nice is pretty good if you're up close and the person carries heat. I fucking dare you. I dare you to fucking try to slap that. I need a Kurt Vonnegut. Kurt Vonnegut's based. Like, I'm pumped up now, too. Hell yeah, John. Sure, I gotta fucking read mean reviews. I've said this shit before. This is not the first time I've ever brought this up. I've fucking, like, just gone on and on about this on my fucking podcast. Check it out in the HLC episodes. Tyler, I will lime all the Doritos if you don't knock that off. I like lime Doritos. What are you talking about? Tyler is the Azalea Banks of the horror lit scene is fantastic. I would take that in a heartbeat. I would rather be so fucking hated but unignorable because of my fucking like raw talent than I would ever like to be loved for how nice I was and given a pass on all my bullshit. You know what I mean? I don't need to make that much money. I just need a little bit. You just need a little bit. Everything else is just spite, dude. Live for fucking spite. There's a very specific BookTube reviewer who regularly has pretty crappy takes on books. We'll not name her specifically, and these people sound pretty similar to her. I think I'm going to start picking up books. I would not mind having a reputation online of just being a person that attacked reviewers specifically and fucked up that entire sphere for people. I wouldn't mind that at all. I would get in that because there's reviewers I like. I don't agree with Man Carrying Thing about all of his stuff, but I like his approach to reviews. I think it's a very effective approach to reviews. There's not a lot of other reviewers. I'm sorry that both my two favorite reviewers are white guys. Holy shit. Sorry, my bad. Nazi particles detected. But I definitely got to spread out. No, I fucking love, and I get them mixed up. Jenny Nicholson and Sarah Zed. Jenny Nicholson's reviews of the most random shit, I love them. I love how she approaches it. It's a lot of character based. Vibes reviews, love it. Perfect. No notes. I think Sarah Zed I agree with on a lot of stuff too. Lindsay Ellis has a okay to good review style. I like that. Okay, so there's 3. They just don't happen to review a lot of literature, or at least I haven't come across a lot of their literature reviews. ContraPoints. I don't like her review style. I don't like ContraPoints' opinions on media very much. And even if they're correct, I'm not 100% into them. That's it. Hit the unsubscribe button now, folks. Damn, Tyler just murdered Twitter opinions harder than they deserved. A more beaten dead horse I've not seen, and you decided to drop the /lit high ground on them. Savagery in the purest form. If the earth isn't scorched, have you truly gone to war? You know what I mean? Jenny's trigger warning review is great. I have read that. I have listened to that one, and that is a lit review, and it was fucking awesome. No, that one's good. That one's good. Claudia Cassidy was a ruthless Chicago music critic. Honestly, mean as shit needlessly at times. I really like her work, though, because it's raw and grounded. Fuck yeah. Aaron Arrow. That's actually fire. Book glazing is fallaciature. Oh, God. My fucking brain is, like, screaming at the fucking portmanteau there. I was literally mumbling to myself while listening to booktubers after work about how fucking stupid the notion of the review space barrier was. 100. We'll never review your books. I'll get that. You already haven't. I've got 2 out. Have you requested a fucking copy? No. Well, then I'm going to walk right past you and build my own fucking audience and just sell to them. Why don't you just stick with what you're good at, which is talking about the most talked about thing at the time? Why don't you just stick to what you're good at, which is trend chasing, while I'm over here making shit, all right? You fucking reviewer. You critic on your best day. Know your fucking place in the conversation. Unironically, if you are a fucking critic, know your place in the conversation. Be thankful that people give a fuck what you have to say in the first place, because you're generally trash. Like, so many of them are just in there to be like, please, God, bite my... You know, I couldn't do it on my own, but I've got some opinions. I really hope I get to meet someone famous someday. Fucking glaze them inside out. Shut the fuck up. The black spirit rests within Tyler. It consumes his soul, darkening his soul's particles to match that of a certain small mustache man that has a loud mouth and a big temper. You hush yourself. Tyler, I think you'd like my mom's book reviews. She is vicious. And it doesn't have to necessarily be vicious. It's just that such... Any fucking vitriol, any fucking, like... I have not read somebody pissed at a book other than, like, it contains problematic stuff. Like, I'm upset that this happened. Political thing of the day. You know what I mean? Like, which is just worthless to me, because I'm like, is it good though? Like, I don't care what's in it, because already, like, if you don't get to the quality of it and shit before I start seeing the, like, upsetty spaghetti about fucking current issue thing, then, like, how the fuck do I know I can trust you? Because, like, that, if that's the one thing that you're excited about, and then every other book you don't even talk about the quality or how it's put together or how it's built or anything about it. It's just this fucking, like, problematic. So, dude, one of the worst, I've never been more pissed off in my life, was someone was just like, this book was, like, really good and I really enjoyed it, and I was getting ready to post the review, but then I looked up the Twitters, or I looked up the artist's Twitter and found out he was not the person I thought he was. So I didn't post the review. It's like, dude, what fucking good are you? What fucking good are you? You know what I mean? Like, dude, you're a fucking critic, okay? You're not changing the world with this shit. Put that in the fucking criticism and you'll get more eyes on it than your fucking pissy fucking subtweet. Like, you don't go get your fucking oil changed and then, like, the guy that's changing your oil is like, hey, man, how do you feel about gay marriage? Before he tightens the fucking nuts on the bottom. Like, just fucking, this is your job. Do your fucking job. Be upset about the other thing in a place where that fucking, like, that forum matters. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not coming to you for that. I'm not going to the McDonald's and being like, hey, man, what do you really think about the difference between, like, fucking 4 cylinders and 6 cylinders? Like how do you feel about the Hemi V8? Like, even if that guy can fucking answer the question, I'm going there to get a fucking cheeseburger, all right? This is a Wendy's fucking type energy. Talk about the fucking books. If you were good at politics, people would ask you to talk about that, but no one does that. So why the fuck do you think you get to? You fucking focus on the thing you're already not that good at. Get good at that enough that people will ask you about the other shit. Anthony Fantano, hyper lefty, gets away with it all the time. Talks about all the most lefty shit ever. Based as fuck. His reviews are about the quality of the music. 99% of the time, until you get to something where it's like literally fucking Kanye West is like, I like Hitler, really don't like Jews. And that's in the CD. And he's just like, this is I can't fucking, like, literally this isn't reviewable because I can't focus on the music because the message is so dog shit. Like, I did, like, you've made trash. You've made pure trash. Oh. Tyler, have you seen Ursula K. Le Guin's critique of Harry Potter? I think I have, because that name just sounds familiar. So, I don't know. This is the kind of pissed you can't reach without passion for the subject, though. It really is. I love good books. Like, it's the same, like if you like food so much, then why are you so skinny? Like, because if I don't like it, I don't swallow. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like a micro clip? Oh, because fucking... I don't give a shit. Go for it. Hey, Tyler, I'm currently reading some... I was like, what the fuck? Like, you guys I have actual brain damage. You guys almost convinced me that I said something wrong, like, fucking on accident. No, I don't give a shit. If I'm throwing a character and I say something that the fucking character would, what do I have to just fucking never talk again? You know what I mean? Tyler is Kanye confirmed. Yeah, right. Go for it. It begs the question of, do you have any media literacy or just trying to look good for online clout? I mean, fucking number 2. By the way, Gig and Greg, I wanted to get to this. Hey, Tyler, I'm currently reading Summer of Night. I liked The Terror by Simmons, and Summer of Night is pretty good so far, but Stephen King's It clears easily. I'm sorry, sir. I'll tell you what, you can get finished with it in fucking quarter of the time. It also, that book means a lot to me. I'm fine with it. I think I reread or re-listened to Children of Night. Or Summer of Night 2, like a few years back, and I hadn't experienced since like early high school is when I read it. And I do have to say, I think overall, my personal enjoyment of it is like a flat 10. There's something about it that hits so hard, but it was not as good on the second reading. I would say it is probably in the ballpark of like a 7 out of 10, which still isn't bad. But yeah, it's not quite as good as It, which I would still say is like an 8. That fucking book drags, man. It has a few points where you're like, what in the fuck am I fucking reading? And if you're into it, you're into it. And if you're not, you're not, right? And I will say, like, why are these kids fucking? That was even, I read that in high school. I was like a year or two older than the kids. And even I was still just like, this ain't it. Sometimes you've got to go through and tell Mr. King, hey, that prepubescent orgy, that's not the good look that you think it is, my friend. You said the Kanye thing? Oh, who gives a shit? Daniel Green is super off-putting to me. I watched him throw a book into his play button because people were questioning his review style, and I haven't watched since. He threw it into, like, on the wall. I'm kind of curious, what is the appeal of reading horror? I have difficulties getting into it. It's kind of like the appeal of reading any genre. It can't be explained to you. If you don't get it, you won't ever. Like, horror, when I came to it, was one of those things that just fucking hit. It hit, and it was good, and I was like, I want more of this. This fucking slaps. If you don't get the vibe of horror, or you've never read... Maybe you haven't read the right shit, but it can't be like explained to you. It's not one of those kind of things. It's kind of like saying, like, what's the appeal of beer? And it's like, well, I have to admit, like, it tastes like shit, and like getting drunk is maybe not always the best thing, but like it hits right, you know, sometimes. Same sort of deal. That's a taste issue. So like, especially if you like other types of entertainment, you know, like you're a fucking sci-fi or a fantasy guy, or maybe a cozy horror, cozy mystery individual. That might just be more your speed. I don't think it really means much of anything. The only thing that irritates me in regard to the horror criticism scene is people are just like, I don't get horror, therefore it can't be good because I get other books. And it's like, maybe it's just not for you, buddy. It's kind of like not being into like Indian food. And so you're like, well, it can't be good. Like, no, hush. An entire subcontinent. Threw a book in anger and it hit his play button and dented it. Then he tried to play it off like he wasn't furious. That's awesome. The one meme of Pennywise trying to climb out of the sewer because these kids are fucking down there and I don't want no part of it. I am not a pedo. Slays me every time. The fucking like it creature is sneaking around down there. Like, whoa, and then he hears like he's like a bad, like, what the fuck is that slapping sound? And then he looks around and he goes, ah! Ah! The clown comes back with their parents. They all have to sit down and have a really long conversation about not being in a weirdo fuck author from Maine's book anymore. King always seems to write his antagonists as irredeemably evil, just the worst people. Not always, but often. A lot of times his antagonists are literally like just evil incarnate itself, like, you know, and the other times when they're not, it's very often like, what did you write today, Steve? I wrote a 400-page book here. Yeah, I wrote like 400 pages. I was doing cocaine and drinking Listerine, and I looked around my room and I saw a guitar, and I said, what if a guitar could kill people? Oh, cool. That's just like last week when I was doing cocaine and I drank some Listerine and I looked out my window and I saw a car and I said, what if a car could kill people? Which is like when I was walking around in the woods and I was doing cocaine and drinking Listerine and I looked and found a pet cemetery and I said, what if a pet cemetery could kill people? My man's got... Dude, if you think I'm wrong, Stephen King's got 2 fucking stories that are wild, bro. One of them is The Chattery Teeth, which is about literally like clicky, tuck, 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 tuck. Those little plastic wind-up teeth. Gets possessed, goes and kills people. He's got another one about quite literally a fucking laundry folding machine at like a dry cleaner. I shit you fucking not. And like, people did devil shit in there or something, and the laundry machine has been possessed by a devil, and then a virgin lady falls into it and gets eaten, and they had tried to exorcise the laundry machine of its evils, and the laundry machine ate a virgin though, so it's super powered. End of the story. The laundry machine is walking down the street snatching people up. Well, what happened was I was doing cocaine and drinking Listerine, and I walked into the dry cleaner, and we said, what if a dry cleaning folding machine could kill people? Could kill people! And it's the entirety of it. Maximum Overdrive has an AC/DC credit. Your argument is invalid. You clearly don't listen to my podcast because you've never seen my entire episode that I dedicated to how much I fucking love Maximum Overdrive. And it's one of my favorite movies, and I have seen and taken a picture of the Green Goblin front from that movie in person. It was in Lexington at the fucking Horror Con. I still remember and love the story about how he doesn't remember making the Maximum Overdrive movie because he was on so much drugs. He also doesn't remember writing any of Cujo. Like all of Cujo, nothing. What else? So I was doing this. You were doing cocaine and drinking. I was doing cocaine and Listerine. And I saw a dog. And you said, what if a dog could kill people? But dogs do kill people. That's right. So I added, what if it had rabies? Fucking, his hardest one is the gunslinger. Because he's like, I was... cocaine and Listerine. I don't need to repeat myself, do I? Like, no, sir. And he's like, I said, what if people could kill people? Blew my mind. 7 books. I wrote myself into the last 3. I fucking don't know why. I got hit by that van and shit went crazy. Would have fucking ended anyone else's career, but old fucking Stevie got on himself some fucking methadone and now I'm fucking wreck 'em up. I haven't seen your podcast, but I'm really fucking interested. Check it out, buddy. It's very good. Today I learned Maximum Overdrive isn't the dumbest Stephen King story. So many people think they love Stephen King, and they've just read, like, the good shit. I've read all of it, bro. You gotta get into, like, Night Shift. And fucking, like, There Be Tigers. Fucking... 4 to midnight or 4 past midnight, everything's eventual. You gotta get into the short story collections to really get like a grasp on Stephen King. Once you start reading the fucking short story collections, only then can you be called a true Stephen King head, because you're gonna get in there and be like, what in the fuck? I wrote one of the most fucked up stories I ever wrote. You guys can listen to it. I did it as a challenge. It was a challenge to myself. Because I do this bit all the time. I've talked shit about it. It's one of my, because it's true, first off. And like, I still love Stephen King. Like, I am an actual Stephen King fan. Like, I love his work and it means a lot to me. So I'm very passionate about it. I like talking about the good and bad. You know, like if you're like Star Trek fans, like a guy that like likes everything about Star Trek, you're like, are you really like a Star Trek fan? Like, you just love everything, just everything. Like the Next Generation, you don't have a single issue with it. You don't have like one little thing that sticks out about, and fucking they start going off. That's me. I don't fucking glaze Stephen King. I'm mad about the fucking shitty new books because they're shitty and I remember good Stephen King books. Like I never get to read Salem's Lot again for the first time. That shit fucking slaps. But you are not a fucking Stephen King fan. Dead ass. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm gatekeeping. I am gatekeeping because you didn't read the fucking books if you haven't read the short story collections. And I mean the old ones too. If you haven't read some of his fucking cocaine 80s ass fucking short story collections, you have not lived, my friend. Now that you've teared Stephen King a new one, I didn't tear Stephen King a new one. He knows that. That's not even like a real joke. That's like saying like Stephen King's from Maine a bunch of times. Like he's like, I am. I know about the cocaine and Listerine because I read Stephen King's On Writing. I read his autobiography of his journey to becoming an author. I am a fucking diehard Stephen King fan. I love that shit. I know the fucking Dark Tower inside and out. I have my entire fucking bookshelf is covered in Stephen King shit. That was literally all I fucking read basically through a gigantic chunk of middle school and high school until I periodically ran out of like Stephen King shit to find and started reading stuff like fucking Red Dragon and shit. Die Hard. Now, Neil Gaiman I just think is overrated. I think Neil Gaiman lives about 3 feet deeper into his own ass than even his biggest fans can crawl, which is pretty crazy. Like, that's a lot of depth. I think Neil Gaiman's like kind of better than usual mid. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like the worst author or anything. Like, mid's okay, considering how fucking bad shit gets. I think he's just like grossly overrated. Like, American Gods, like, even my wife got into it. She's like, why do people keep recommending me American Gods? This shit is boring as fuck. And I'm like, isn't it kind of like, people keep saying it's like a love story to America, but like from somebody that did like a one road trip one time. It spent obviously most of their time in LA or New York. Like, yeah, that is the vibe. Like, if you're American Gods is like, oh, this is America. Yeah, if you like live in New York or better yet, London. The Graveyard Book was boring. The Graveyard Book was just an endless thing. What was it? The guy's name, John Man. The Johns, Jacks. They were the Jacks, right? One-Eyed Jack and Jack the Ripper or something. Boring. It's just boring. It just gets boring. Well, his best shit is fucking The Sandman because his writing's not in it as much and other people drew it. Unironic, like Neil Gaiman's best shit is Sandman, and it's because it was a partner effort. And from what I understand, most people really like the shit he worked on with Terry Pratchett more than they like his normal stuff. So I don't know. Maybe Neil Gaiman's just a little bit of an overrated Tim Burton fucking clone from the era when we started to really appreciate those. Now, if you want a really good, phenomenally good fucking UK area author, I think actually he might be English. Cold Hard Canyon. My man. I can't remember his name because my brain fucking Books of Blood. It's right on the top of my something Rex. Rawhead Rex. Help me out here. I know I can't. It's brain damage. I swear to God. Clive Barker. Thank you. Clive Barker. Goddamn, Clive Barker is fucking good. I didn't know that. I just only seen movies based on Clive Barker shit, and then I picked it up and I was like, this is fucking awesome. Not gonna lie, Neil Gaiman is my guy. He's one of my faves along with McCarthy. That's fine. You can unironically, you can like Neil Gaiman. It's cool. I know, like, for some people, he has just a vibe. He has a vibe and it hits, and I get that. It just doesn't hit with me, which is why I don't like it as much, and I kind of just go quality-wise. Doesn't hit. Just doesn't hit. It's the same thing. Like, I have, like, my body naturally rejects Terry Pratchett. I can't really, like, give you a good review on Terry Pratchett. I tried to read The Light Fantastic, and, like, the constant, like, dry wit and sarcasm, like, it wasn't funny to me, and I was just like, I can't fucking deal with this. I can't do it. But I like it. It's okay. Clive Barker, thank you. Diane Wynne Jones is top tier YA. I don't read too much YA. I like Gaiman a fair amount. Hey, it's cool. You guys can like Neil Gaiman. I won't take Neil Gaiman away from you. I think Neil Gaiman's fine. I just think he's a little overrated. Like, just a little bit. Not a lot. A little bit. I think he just got like, I don't know, he just, it's a lot of plaudits. Yeah, been a while since he put out anything good. That's a burning hot take. Hot takes, baby. Hot takes. But like, good. Like, I've just read a lot of shit. By the way, I've read a fuckload of books. Like, a fuckload of books. So, like, being like upper mid in my like range of like looking back is being. You gotta understand, he's not competing with like, you know, you've read some like Brandon Sanderson or like even some Stephen King, and you're like, well, this shit's like good. Like, I'm comparing him to like Richard Wright, Ernest Gaines, you know what I mean? Like Maya Angelou, fucking even like Nelville, you know what I mean? Like Hemingway. When I say he's mid, it's because he is. Like, he's not like, he writes really entertaining books for like dreamers. You know what I mean? They're cute. They have a little magic, a little whimsy. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't, he tens. Oh my God. Like, Blood Meridian, my friends. Surely you jest. Fucking Cervantes. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start getting into it, you're like, well, there are some people, there's just a few 100,000 people maybe that are better than him. That's upper mid, but that's still good. That's still very good. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would be proud to hit that scale with my own writing. Like, that's very solid. Like, that's deserved fame. I think he's just a little overrated. And that's it. My comment about R.L. Stine got auto-modded. Goosebumps books, good fun. Goosebumps are A-OK kids books. They really are. They so don't hold up when you read them as an adult. It's insanity. Maybe like one or two, but they are just, I don't know how. Like, it's just the compression of time. When I was a kid, those things felt like they lasted forever. And like, now that I'm an adult, I'm like, this thing is literally 6,000 fucking words long. Like, this is the idea of a story at like breakneck pace, which I guess is like a skill in and of its own. It's more like not good literature. Like, I don't think you compare like Goosebumps to like lit. Like, it's not really a book. It's more of like a product for kids in book form that's expertly crafted to like really appeal and like work for a child. I mean, I guess if it's children's literature, then yeah, I guess I'm being particularly pedantic there, but still good. But like as an adult, I'm just like, it's crazy. It's like candy, like very much like candy or like a salty snack. And I'm like, I need a meal. I have like a real calorie load that I need to hit. And this just isn't doing it for me. And it's like really whetting my appetite for like something else. Goosebumps is too nostalgic to hate. I don't hate it at all. I like The Idiot by Dostoevsky. I've got to read that one. I love Blood Meridian and No Country is one of my faves. They're very good. R.A. Salvatore is bad, but I cannot bring myself to hate him. My man, R.A. Salvatore cannot fucking write without putting in exclamation points, can he? That was something they'd never seen before! Exclamation point. He exclaimed. I think Brandon Sanderson is a competent journeyman author. Can't fault his crazy work ethic, but my God, bro, people glaze him way too much. Yes. I would say Sanderson is like hard mid. Kind of like, I don't think he could ever move out of mid because his style is specifically non-experimental in a way that would preclude him from ever rising to like the heights of what can be accomplished. Like, he's a very cautious, like very similar, unironically, very similar to R.L. Stine in that it's kind of a product. Like, he makes a product really for people that want to read a fantasy book that it hits. By the way, I fucking love Way of the King is great. Executed perfectly. Very, very milquetoast in places. Predictable to a point that is almost comical. To the point where you're like, you wouldn't just do that, right? Like, you wouldn't just, no, you can't just kill this guy, right? And then you do, and you're like, oh, Look at you. Okay, that's fine. You did have too many characters. I respect that decision. Honestly, between me and you, I don't know why you put him in there. And I think you don't either. House of Leaves mentioned. Yes, Mark C. Danielewski. Don't know why that one pops up so fucking easily. Clive Barker, eat a dick. He probably wouldn't mind. Clive Barker is gay. But Mark C. Danielewski, very difficult name. Don't know why. House of Leaves. I need to get around to reading House of Leaves. It's probably the best review of House of Leaves that could exist. Sanderson is highly derivative of Robert Jordan, so he's definitely limited. It is crazy. I got corrected on that because I was thinking it's to the point where I see, like, I can't tell the difference between it is a seamless transition, basically, from Robert Jordan into Sanderson's books, because I was, like, blaming Sanderson for shit I didn't like about Jordan, and then people were like, Jordan that was dead as a fucking doornail when that book came out. I'm like, really? Or the opposite. Like, Jordan wrote that entire book. He hadn't died yet. I'm like, what? Like, I thought, no way. It's the thing with the spicy food is one of them. Terrible, irritating as fuck female characters first. Not always, but sometimes. A lot of repeated chosen one elements. Can't help yourself, though. It is fantasy. All right. Hey, man, I don't want to fucking give me a self-insert, baby. But the thing I notice is, like, their thing is for this idea that men, if they make food, will make it extremely spicy for some reason. That's a recurring thing in both. I don't know where the fuck that comes from, but, like, I saw it multiple times come up in both The Wheel of the Time and in Sanderson's other books, and I was just like, I see you, but you thought you could sneak that past me? What the fuck? Which is also, like, doubly insulting to me, because I'm like, who the fuck says that? But then I found out that Sanderson's a Mormon, so probably he's just like, bro, somebody put black pepper on this. Did you salt these eggs?
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.